Uh, Getting better. Um, that's the biggest thing that we've tried to fight for this year is consistency, um, and just individual consistency within the lineup itself as far as consistent scores. But it felt pretty good in the last game with RMU, moving the ball inside. It found its way inside. It found its way back out. Had some pretty wide open looks. Malia had several threes in that game, but the quality of the looks are starting to improve out there. So we'd like to think we're trending in the direction we want to go.
And, you guys obviously implemented that kind of full court pressure from the opening tip against Robert Morris. Is that something that you guys have been working on for a long period of time? I know you mentioned that you'd experimented with it before the season started a little bit back in October, November, but, you know, what's it been like, kind of implementing it in practice and, how has that kind of gone into play?
I mean, it's helped a little bit too. We're starting to get some male practice players that are frequently available now that they haven't been in the past. So that allows us to go against bigger, faster, stronger on a more consistent basis to where things slow down for us in games. Um, and we can kind of see a clearer picture faster. So, man, I really think that defensively, the last couple of weeks, we've spent a little more time with it and talking about trying to make things more difficult for the other team and possibly gain some extra possessions for us on our end. Maybe get some cheap baskets and get some transition, some points generated.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but against Robert Morris, it looked like at times also when you guys collapsed out of the press, was there times where you kind of went into a little bit of a zone in the half court as well, or was it just strictly keeping it man to man?
It varied.
Okay.
It varied. Um, it really depends on our ability to communicate out of that. If we don't get what we want, to try to match up the best we can. Um, so yeah, I mean it was a little bit of both, but we would prefer to try to match up fast if possible.
You guys go to IUP on Wednesday, a team you already beat here. What has changed with them? Have they gotten better? What have you seen the change on film from the last time we played?
I mean, now the last time we played, Davidson was injured, who's their leading scorer. So she's back. She played Sunday. They lean on her heavily. I mean, I think they're trying to find their identity a little bit. There's been some mixing and matching of starting lineups for them. Um, I mean, they put up some points here of late. I know they put up 90 some against Northern Kentucky in a home win. Had a tough go of it here recently when they played Green Bay and Cleveland State, but played Oakland to a 5-7 point game. So, I mean, I feel like they're better. I feel like we're a little better offensively. I mean, going back and watching the film from that game, we didn't do a great job of screening bodies and kind of left us kind of isolated to where we had to try to make things up on the fly. So I like to think we're in a little better spot, but I think they are too as well.
How are you guys injury wise? Everyone's healthy.
Yeah, we should be good to go for our game with IUPUI.
Now, with that being an earlier start time, how does that kind of change, your game plan, or does it change at all?
I mean, it doesn't change it a ton. I mean, we'll try to cover everything we need to cover against them at practice at their place, but we'll be out of the gym and be able to rest up, and it might really the only thing it changes is maybe your ability to have your shoot around that day because it's extremely early tip. So you're talking like a 6 a.m. shoot around, which is not necessarily productive for us. So we would try to just walk through in the hotel and cover what we need to cover that way.
So you guys expect Paige to be back this week?
Yeah, I think so.
And, after when you guys came back from the Milwaukee road trip, you guys felt like that was one that maybe had gotten away from you. You guys had a strong third quarter in that game and then just, kind of went ice cold during the fourth. With them coming up, the return trip coming back here on Saturday, what do you feel like you guys have to kind of do to kind of, change the result back in your favor some of the time?
Yeah, I think we just need to be locked in for 4 quarters. We can't let one quarter be wasted at this point in time. I mean, we're on borrowed time, so with the amount of games that we have left to play, so we've got to execute at a very high level. It might be an instance where we try to pick on some matchups a little bit, but I really think I, I kind of like the matchup with them, but we're gonna have to take care of the Jags first and see where that leads us to Saturday.
You haven't, won a away game since the beginning of December. Just how much can that change you guys if you get this one here on the road, get that confidence back up?
Yeah, I mean it's tough to win on the road in conference games, but I mean, if you want to make strides and do what you need to do down the stretch, I mean, that's a given. You have to find a way. So, I mean, we just want to make sure we put ourselves in a position where we can make a play or two down the stretch and come out on the other side. But again, Austin, I think that would be a nice shot in the arm to get us going and see a road win in conference play and try to generate off of that.
Haley's obviously, been able to get into the starting lineup a couple times recently. What have you kind of seen from her that she's kind of been able to take advantage of that opportunity and kind of done a little bit of everything it seems like in the stat, scoring, getting rebounding, getting steals.
Yeah. Yeah, she has always been able to kind of provide a spark for us, whether at the early one it was off the bench, which was nice. And now, I mean, she's in the lineup. She's playing really hard in the game Saturday. It seemed like she was everywhere. Like she came up with 11 rebounds, several steals out of the press. And she does a good, she's very selfless. She does a great job of if the ball is coming to her, she can see who's open prior to receiving a pass to get the right person the ball. So she's always been a one more extra pass type of person. So we're proud of how hard she's playing, and it's nice to see her have success out there.
On the defensive side, when you have a player like her or Maddie or Maria or Shay who are really active defensively, they're able to kind of use their hands well and they have quick feet as well. How does that kind of help in the press when you guys are trying to disrupt the other team defensively?
Well, I mean, that's the whole point is try to get up, make them uncomfortable, get them to chew some clock up. So less time to operate in the half court. And then if we're able to make a play and get a deflection or get a steal and get a cheap transition basket, hey, we're all for that. But, I mean, it is nice. I mean, even with Maddie, like if we're not pressing, I told Maddie, like, let's get up and pressure full court, do what you're good at. Like go harass the point guard. And she likes doing that. So I think that's a way for us to kind of feed off of that energy and kind of get everybody going.